All sorts of people visit my museum here, men and women, young and old. Sometimes they drop in just for a short time on their way back from the pub. I welcome them all. But if anyone tries to damage my exhibits, I do not take it lightly. Anyway... Your great deduction was even more enchanting than I had been led to believe. It was a pleasure, my dear madam. I'm gratified that you enjoyed the spectacle. And as for your rough customer, I've no doubt he'll regain consciousness shortly and return home. What concerns me more is the waxwork from the special display, if it was indeed genuinely abducted. Yes, tragically it was. Then I would ask you to recount to us the events surrounding the stolen waxwork. In as much detail as possible, if you please. Very well. But after I have told you what I know, I must insist that you return to your work. The talents of a great detective could be put to better use, I feel, but as you wish. I love the music! It's so funny. The stolen waxwork? Tell us more about the stolen waxwork, please. It was some days ago now when I came here one morning. I immediately noticed that the waxwork was missing from the special exhibit here. It is your most prominent display, so that's why the curtains were closed. And I found the ransom note in its place. The culprit must have broken in during the night and taken it then. So this waxwork that was stolen, it was a model of some horrible criminal, I suppose? Of a particularly horrible criminal, in fact. The killer who left a more profound scar on society than any other, I would say. The Professor. Not a name I've heard of. So, Mr. Naruhodo, it seems the circle is complete. Sorry? The Professor case happened at around the time I was born, didn't it? Indeed it did, Iris. 10 years ago, a series of murders that rocked the capital. 10 years ago? Yes, at exactly the time that Baruch van Zieks graduated from university, in fact. Oh, okay, that isn't, I mean, this doesn't necessarily mean something, right? What? Surely he's not saying... So the big event that changed Mr. Reaper's life was his graduation? As you surmised, it was the Professor case. Who was this Professor then? It was a series of gruesome murders that had all of London gripped in terror a decade ago. After 5 victims were killed, the man was arrested and put to death. And now he's immortalized here in wax for all Londoners to admire and enjoy. Though of course, he happens to be absent at present on account of the abduction. But I don't understand. How is all of this related to Lord Van Zieks? You must first understand, my dear fellow, why it is that the Professor earned such infamy. It was due to the victims he chose, some of Whitehall's finest. Nobles? Wealthy people? What do you mean, Hully? Those murdered by the Professor were some of the highest members of the British aristocracy. Members of the nobility, even royalty. It sent shockwaves through the country's administration. Members of the Oh, wait, of course. What Professor Hairbrain said. Lord Van Zieks is from a family with noble blood? Oh gosh! It was the 5th victim that led to the professor's arrest. The last of the killer's prey was a young noble by the name of Clint Van Zieks. No, I don't believe it. Van Zieks? I'm sure you can piece together the rest for yourself. In the wake of his older brother's murder, the young Barak pursued a career as a prosecutor, and eventually became the Reaper we know today. I had no idea Lord Van Zieks had such a tragic past. Well, I'm afraid that's all I can say on the matter, for the time being at least. I thought it has something to do with a Japanese person, but no, this has nothing to do with a Japanese person. So the Japanese person stuff must have come after that? Or before that, I don't know. After all, I have work to do. It's a waxwork exhibit. Okay, have fun, Sholmes. I am afraid I shall have to excuse myself as well. Oh yes, of course, it's been a pleasure, thank you. Don't we want to help this poor woman find the kidnappers? Well, none of the predicted scenarios I've been analyzing involved you coming to visit me here. Who's that? Oh, I forgot his voice. Wait. It's been too long. It really has. I'm delighted to see you, Barak. It's been 10 years, and here we are, meeting in a prison of all places. I can't forgive myself for what happened to Mr. Asman. I just can't. Barak won't even look at Professor Hairbrain. I still can't believe it could happen. Tomorrow the court will decide. Yes. I have a young Eastern man acting for my defense. He seems reliable enough, though. It was an accident. A terrible accident. He assures me he can prove it. Well, I didn't assure you anything. What? I must warn you. Oh, I know. I've heard already. You're going to be prosecuting, aren't you? Oh, he heard already. Wait, did we tell him? Yes. Since I returned to England, I've heard lots of stories. Barak, are you really... What? Never mind. I know that you have my best interest at heart. I don't think he does. What's wrong with Barak's nose switching like that? That's some shabby animation right there. My friend is on trial. I wouldn't entrust it to anybody else. Huh? What does that mean? Of course, I fully understand. Thank you, Barak. Until tomorrow then, I'll see you in court. I can't believe it's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in court. And now here I am, back at the Old Bailey. Mr. Naruhodo! Good morning, Professor Hairbrain. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. The atmospheric pressure in here is off the charts. I've never felt anything like this. It's crushing me. I feel it every time I'm here, that gravity. Well, as this is Britain's highest court. But are you telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that can actually control air pressure? No, it's psychological. I think it's probably all in the mind. Yes, well, you won't let me down, will ya, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm counting on you in today's trial. To save my life! To save the secret of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine from being made public. I don't really care about that, but I understand. I have to establish that the explosion 2 days ago was nothing more than an unfortunate accident. Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about, really. Justice will prevail. Who's this? My commiserations, Mr. Naruhodo. You appear to have been lumbered with a most tiresome case here. Oh, I knew it. Mr. Sholmes, I didn't expect you to see you here. Awake so early in the day?
That was very mean, Bruno, leaving me alone at home with Hurley.
I didn't bring Iris with me?
It took me at least an hour to wake him.
Is it? Are you? Sherlock Sholmes! Indeed, sir, I am he, Sherlock Sholmes. I've heard all about your exploits, even whilst living in Germany.
Yes, Owen's magazine is on sale in Germany too.
This month's installment was sublime. Your deduction in The Adventure of Silver Blaze was wonderful. Yes, a memorable case indeed. It concerned a snake, I seem to recall. Really?
No, that was the Speckled Band.
Well, thank you for coming. I do appreciate your support. And your sacrifice to your sleep. I'm sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay. Oh. I have urgent business at Madame Tispel's. You mean your waxwork job? No, the waxwork abduction, of course. Madame has engaged my services. So you're trying to get to the bottom of that ransom note, are you? The week's wages depend on it, as does the safe return of the waxwork, naturally. As such, I intend to give it my undivided attention. Oh, well, never mind then, I understand. Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be as easy as proverbial pie. I shall return forthwith. For until I solve the case, I shall have no money to afford a pie of any description.
Oh, then you must absolutely give it your full attention, Hurley.
I'm sure Iris will lend you some money, Sholmes. Quite, Iris, quite. But life is riddled with irony, you know. Whenever I give something my full attention, I have a quite insatiable desire for a pie. One of the universe's intractable mysteries, you might say.
Oh yes, quite, definitely, absolutely, I totally understand.
Is someone a little starstruck? I wish you the very best of luck, Professor Hairbrain.
Why thank you.
Before I depart, Mr. Naruhodo, a word in your ear, if you please. Huh? What is this about? As you have remarkably little grounding in science, I feel I ought to inform you. As compelling as the super high voltage instantaneous kinesis hypothesis may be, a practical implementation such as was attempted by the professor is quite impossible. Oh, you can tell? But the professor said the demonstration was a success. Yes, it would appear that he fervently believes it was.
I've read Professor Bunnybrain's paper about it too, Bruno, and I have to say, I'm sure it can't be done. It could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically.
So he's completely barking up the wrong tree? But how could an experiment that had no possibility of succeeding in fact succeed? That's contradictory. And it's that contradiction that will be at the heart of the trial, I've no doubt. What's that supposed to mean? Now, I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, my dear fellow.
I'll see you later, Holly.
Iris, you're staying?
Well, it looks like you're on your own today, Runo, but chin up, you can do it.
Oh, you're not staying? You can give me some scientific... You can be my scientific advisor. Oh, what about you, Iris?
No, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do.
I see, so I have no assistant today with me in court.
Hey, it's going to be a big surprise for you when you find out what it is.
That sounds ominous. Call for the defense and the defense. Court is about to be in session. Make your way into the courtroom. At once. We're on our way. An experiment that the laws of science say can't possibly succeed. And the scientist was convinced that it did. That's the riddle you have to unlock here, Ryunosuke. That's the key to this case.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are sitting today for the public trial of Professor Albert Hairbrain. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. I'm 6 months out of practice, and what's more, I'm without Sato-san today. And without Iris. Is it just my imagination, or does the air in here feel even more oppressive than usual? No one to give me tips today.
So, I must say I recollect the victim of this case all too well, Mr. O.D. Asman.
Mr. Asman was well known as a financier, though that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities.
It was only a month ago that a man appeared in court prosecuted by you, Lord Van Zieks. But the jury unanimously found him not guilty, so I don't know why you call him a criminal. Van Zieks?
Because every member of the jury had been bribed, by the sound of it. These powerful London criminals are prepared to go to extreme lengths to keep their freedom.
But 2 days ago, on 21st October, Mr. Asman met his end. The work of the Reaper, was it?
No comment. If that is how your lordship would describe divine retribution. But the fact remains that Mr. Asman's death was a direct result of the actions of the accused, Professor Hairbrain. I wonder if Baroque Van Zieks' assistant is here today? I've never seen his assistant in court, so isn't he supposed to be in court, like learn how to prosecute a case? That's what that's what an apprentice is, right?
Very well then. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people. Are the 6 of you ready to fulfill your societal duty?
I'm most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important civic duty, my lord. Oh boy, he looks unsavory.
To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand? Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine.
Science experiments, magic, conjuring tricks, courtroom trials are nothing more than performances. Oh my god, is everyone a boomer in the jury today? Any spurious scholar that defies the reputation of science deserves to hang. Oh, you were just a kid.
We have to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence and then settle on one. That's it, isn't it?
How are you allowed in court as a jury? You're the policeman. from Madame Tussbells.
I was like my day. It wasn't like this at all.
That's the police killer Otomo look-alike again. And he's as exhausted as ever, it seems. Isn't he supposed to guard the museum?
Now, as I'm sure you all are aware, the incident we are here to judge today tragically took place at the Great Exhibition shortly after its opening.
Though the death toll could have been far worse, with the exception of the victim, no one was killed. Nevertheless, the dream of the signs being exhibited rapidly turned into a nightmare for the spectators.
A tragic turn of events, and as such, the eyes of all London, no, of the whole world will be on this trial. It is our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I feel. So, your opening statement please, Lord Van Zieks.
At the heart of this incident is the technology never before demonstrated anywhere in the world.
One of the science's latest developments, I take it. The government is keen to capitalize on the Great Exhibition to improve Britain's technological advantage.
The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as super high voltage instantaneous kinesis.
Good lord! What does that mean?
It's designed to disassemble human subjects using extremely high voltage electricity and beam them instantly to another location where they are subsequently reassembled.
Is such a thing even within the realms of possibility?
Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure.
Disassembling people with electricity? My goodness, how shocking.
The whole idea is absurd. That hypothesis would never stand up to scrutiny.
So, I believe you are a fellow of the Royal Society. Are you not an expert in your field?
I am, and my word on the matter can be considered final. Instantaneous kinesis is poppycock. So this expert and Mr. Sholmes are in agreement. It's impossible.
What is the prosecution's view on the matter?
The prosecution would assert that the accused's instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a success. A success in the sense that it was supposed to kill Osman. Odie Asman. Right? What? Oh, what?
Order!
The professor hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government. If it is deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant would be made available. The accused made use of the invention built on his new hypothesis to take Mr. Asman's life in order to be the sole benefactor of the grant. But this disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was carefully designed from the outset to end the life of the victim.
Thank you, Lord Van Zieks. The prosecution's stance is clear. But you will now bring forth witnesses to substantiate your claims.
Gladly, my lord. Bailiff, show the first witnesses to the stand. Witness says. Mountable. Oh, it's just Professor Hairbrain? What? Wait, what? Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. I was on duty at the demonstration on the day in question and in charge of the following investigation.
Albert Hairbrain, scientist.
You were born in England but have been carrying out research in Germany in recent years, correct?
Yes, that's right. After graduating from university here in Britain, I went to work in Germany and made an amazing discovery. Which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis at the Great Exhibition.
What you demonstrated was incredible, alright, an incredible explosion.
But the science was a success. The instantaneous kinesis worked. Everyone saw it. They must have done. Yes, there was a terrible accident, but the demonstration of my hypothesis was a success.
Well, that much is undeniable, shown in this photograph taken by the forensics investigation team. This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it, the centerpiece of the exhibition, no less. That's right, my lord. It seems the victim rammed straight into it. I see. Very well, submit the photograph as evidence. As the courts heard, the victim of the incident was Mr. Odie Asman.
Hold on. What? A stab wound? Where does the stab wound come from? From the glass? From the exploded glass? Maybe? Otherwise he looks quite intact. The body, I mean.
And there have been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting them aside for the time being, he was the man who financed the research for the experiment and the demonstration itself. I see, so to summarize the situation, the defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct? Exactly.
But couldn't it be that the explosion was caused by some malfunction in the apparatus used for the demonstration?
That's right. That must be it. My splendid machine. My poor splendid machine.
So yesterday, didn't you? We can't even examine the wreckage thanks to the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
What? The wreckage? The wreckage?
But that being the case, how can the facts be established? How can it possibly be determined whether this was an accident or a deliberate and malicious act?
Extremely simply, my lord.
I beg your pardon?
Isn't that right, witness?
What? Sorry? Me?
Please, Hairbrain, don't say anything that could implicate you, I beg you. No, your neighbor. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yes, sir, it was murder, plain and simple. Anyone could state that with complete certainty.
What? How can he possibly think that?
Thank you, Inspector. I think we had better proceed to formal testimony. You will explain to the court on what grounds you claim this experiment to have been a front for murder. The corpse that went crashing through the Crystal Tower had a broken neck.
I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projection, that's all. That was my mistake.
But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. There was a lesion in his chest where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart. The victim was killed before he went anywhere, and this fella's the only one who could have done it.
So this has nothing to do with the machine, you say? You say Hairbrain killed the man before he put it into the machine? Or he got killed in the machine and before the body teleported? Well, that was a very short testimony, okay.
An extraordinary business. In addition to suffering a broken neck, the victim was stabbed in the heart?
Information I would really like to have heard from someone other than the judge.
The coroner said his death would have been all but instant from a wound like that.
It wasn't instant? You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accused.
No, that couldn't be further from the truth.
I have the experiment plan document that was submitted to the security team. The victim stood himself inside something called the birdcage, ready to be beamed instantly to the second level of the Crystal Tower, about 25 yards away.
The experiment did not go according to plan, however. As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended. Accordingly, the kinesis resulted in a birdcage materializing in mid-air, from where it subsequently fell, crushing through the glass of the Crystal Tower's large round window.
My word, one assumes the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower then.
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident, a terrible accident.
Still could have been an accident. Unfortunately, that excuse can't save you.
No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart.
Murder weapon? What are you saying?
This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner. Thank you, finally, the autopsy report. The prosecution would like it entered into the court record.
Your request is granted, counsel.
I was that impressed, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance. Oh, oops. No, that was the wrong key. Wait. Here we go. Odie Asman, 47, British. Courtney Scythe is the coroner. We have the coroner's name in here. Is that relevant? I swear this is the first time we get the coroner's name, right? Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe. Time of death, 21st of October, around 2:20 p.m. Cause of death, hemorrhage of a wound to the chest that pierced the heart, inflicted by a sharp implement. A broken vertebrae, most likely resulting from impact after a sudden fall from considerable height. How do you explain the sharp implement, the wound to the chest? And the only other person on the stage with Mr. Asman was that disgraceful excuse for a scientist. Then really, by all accounts, it must have been him. Hard to think otherwise, really.
Very well, counsel for the defense. Proceed with the cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. I need to focus here. It's been a while.